In a quiet town surrounded by hills and tall palm trees, lived a young man named Daniel. He was intelligent, ambitious, and admired for one thing above all else: his dreams. Daniel never lacked ideas. One week he wanted to build a school. The next week he planned to start a business. Another week he announced he would soon write a best-selling book. And every time he had a new idea, he told everyone. At the marketplace, he would loudly proclaim, "Soon, I'll become the youngest entrepreneur in town." At family gatherings, he declared, "You all see, my success is already guaranteed." His friends listened politely. His neighbors nodded, but months passed. Nothing happened. His plans remained plans. Eventually, people stopped taking him seriously. One afternoon, Daniel visited his grandfather, a wise elderly man named Papa Elijah. Daniel complained bitterly. "I don't understand," he said. "I have excellent ideas, but nothing ever seems to work out. People laugh whenever I talk now." Papa Elijah looked at him and asked quietly, "Tell me, Daniel, when farmers plant seeds, do they dig them up every day to show people?" Daniel frowned. "No. Why not?" "Because the seed needs time on the ground." Papa Elijah smiled. "Exactly." Daniel looked confused. His grandfather continued, "Dreams are like seeds. When they are newly planted, they are delicate. Too much attention, too much opinions, and too much talking can weaken their determination." Daniel crossed his arms. "But isn't sharing goals motivating?" "It can be," Papa Elijah replied. "But there's a difference between seeking guidance and announcing unfinished victories." Daniel remained silent. His grandfather stood and led him into the garden. There were two sections. One side had healthy vegetables growing tall. The other side had empty patches of soil. Papa Elijah pointed. "Those vegetables grew quietly." Then he pointed to the empty soil. "These were planted by your cutting." "What happened?" "He kept covering the seeds to prove they were growing." Daniel laughed. "That's ridiculous." Papa Elijah nodded. "It sounds ridiculous in farming, yet people do it with their lives every day." Those words stayed in Daniel's mind. That evening, Daniel made a decision. No more announcements, no more grand speeches, no more public declarations. Instead, he bought a notebook. On the first page, he wrote, "Work quietly, review results." Months passed. Daniel developed a routine. Every morning, he studied business. Every afternoon, he worked. Every evening, he reviewed his progress. When friends asked what he was doing, he simply smiled. "Just learning." People became curious. One friend asked suspiciously, "You always used to talk about your plans. Why so quiet?" Daniel replied, "Because buildings are stronger after they are finished, not why people are still arguing about the blueprints." His friends laughed, but Daniel stayed disciplined. The silence protected him. Without endless opinions, his mind felt clearer. Without seeking approval, his motivation became stronger. Without announcing goals, failure became less embarrassing and progress became more genuine. Months turned into a year. Then one day, invitations appeared across town. Grand opening, horizontal learning center. People were astonished. Daniel had quietly built an after-school learning center for children. The same neighbors who once dismissed him now admired his persistence. One person said, "When did you do all this?" Daniel smiled, while everyone thought I was doing nothing. Later that evening, he visited Papa Elijah. The old man sat beneath the same old tree. Daniel handed him the first invitation. Papa Elijah read it and smiled. So the seed finally became a tree. Daniel laughed. "You were right." His grandfather looked at him kindly. "Tell me, what did you learn?" Daniel thought for a moment. Then he answered, I learned that talking creates excitement, but action creates reality. Papa Elijah nodded. And Daniel continued, I learned that not every dream needs an audience. The old man smiled again. Exactly. Some plans need protection before celebration. Years later, Daniel became successful. People often ask for his secret. He will simply say, when your vision is still small, guard it, build it, strengthen it, and then let your results speak. And whenever he planted anything in his garden, he smiled at the soil and remembered, seeds grow best beneath the surface. Moral: do not rush to announce every plan. Some dreams grow better in silence until they become reality.